a long and winding road, not to this point, but here I am. And I won't stop until my soul can't take no more, until I drop in, that's my plan. But until then, I'm grinding, I'm working, I'm working, I'm grinding, I'm grinding, I'm working, I'm working, I'm grinding. I'm shooting for the stars and my aim game is nice, so what I'm saying, it's enjoy the ride. This ain't no overstatement, oh we so overloaded, we on some legendary, oh yeah we overnose it, we on that brink of greatness, so close I fucking taste it, premature celebration, so let's get fucking wasted.
Hey, and we in this thing, and we in this thing.
What's up?
What's good?
What's
good
poppin'?
people?
What's going on?
What's good, good people? Y'all good?
Nothing going, man. We good.
Indeed.
We
How y'all
we
feeling?
good over there. We got the nose ring in. We got the bomb popping. Tighten this Rochelle. Yeah, let's get it.
You know,
Tighten up. Tell them tighten up on their backstroke.
his birthday coming up. You know, I had to do a little something different. You know,
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
you know, I had to, stun on him real quick. How they
You
know I ain't
got
about
some.
to.
You got something playing? Because you ain't told us yet if you got something playing or not. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna ask myself.
Not really. My girls got something planned. Tonight, as y'all know, is the 50th birthday bash for Shadow, who is part of 606 crew, who was on here 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tonight.
Okay.
And I'm going to that tonight. And then for the rest of the week, I'm just up here doing what I feel like doing. Whatever I feel like doing. Tomorrow probably going to be a rest day. Thursday, I got some stuff planned. Friday, I don't have nothing planned. Saturday, my goal is to go chill in somebody's cigar lounge for some hours. And then Sunday, they got something else planned.
Okay.
How?
And what day is actually
Fool.
the date of birth?
My actual birthday is Sunday, which is August 1st.
Okay.
So, thank you, everybody. So, if y'all want to send your girl a cash out,
Don't put it in the comments. I was just about to ask you about that.
It's the little $ Leo Rochelle. I put that in the cash app. In the comments.
Definitely want to see something lead by you a couple of rounds. You know what I'm talking about?
Yay. Thank you.
I ain't doing shit for you.
So?
I ain't sending you a motherfucking thing either.
Whatever. If I don't get no cash out that say from Votros, it's gonna be a problem.
Hey, you put yours up. Just put mine up there too in the comments, so yeah, you just go.
Listen. So listen.
What's popping, everybody?
They checking in.
They are. Let me do the good stuff, so we can go ahead and get this thing popping off.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the Fat Girl Chronicles, where we get all up in your business each and every Tuesday, right here on Facebook and YouTube and JQLM Radio. Hey y'all. So if you have not downloaded the JQLM Radio app, make sure you do so. And if you have not gone over to YouTube and follow the Fat Girl Chronicles, make sure you do so. Just go over to YouTube, type in the Fat Girl Chronicles, and you will see us there. And then you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell right next to it. Because guess what that does for you? That gives you all the notifications each and every time we go live. All right? We got the squad in the building. We're part of the squad. We got the fellas. We got the fellas in the building. Me and the fellas.
It ain't supposed to be like that, but
Listen, that's cool. I like the fellas. I rocks with y'all. Me and the fellas out here riding it out. And then we got our special guest on the show tonight, Miss Ayana Bean in the building.
Yes.
Listen, we got Miss Bean in the building from BET's American Gangster Trap Queen Edition. She coming out here to tell us about her story. We're going to give y'all a little clip of her story before we bring her on. But you know, she went from trap queen to boss. She out here writing books and doing all these amazing things. You know, and everybody's story don't start off a fairy tale. Shit, I know mine didn't. So we're gonna let her come on here and tell her right.
I'm still in the trying to get into the end of the nightmare right now. Shit.
Yeah, okay. So she got a book coming out. A Year and a Day is the name of her book. Make sure she'll give y'all all the information, how to go find all that good stuff, how to tap in with her. But I'm gonna give y'all this little clip. Then we're gonna bring her on, chop it up with her, and go ahead and do that thing. So hold on 1 second. Here we go.
I have access to all these checks. I was responsible for accounts, graduate students.
The United States charged her with embezzlement, almost $300,000.
I was addicted to not being broke.
Yeah, just do it on EIP. And then add a SIM card with it.
Listen. Hey, I feel it when she said I'm addicted to not being broke. Cause shit.
That's one. I'm cracking
Up here trying to do everything possible to not be broke. So we gonna go ahead and bring our special guest on here with her bomb beautiful self. First, let me say this. When I reached out to her, like her attitude and her positivity was top notch. Everything. She been sharing the shit out of the post just like she was part of the team. So I am definitely excited to have her on. Shout out to her and her team. Also, even her assistant. Her assistant is bomb as hell. We had a nice little conversation prior to the show a few weeks back. So it's been nothing but good energy and good vibes. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on here.
Let's get it.
Gangster.
Get out of here.
What's up?
What's going on?
So everybody, this is Miss Ayana Bean. Did it mute her?
Yeah, it muted her.
She muted. We can't hear her.
You gotta unmute.
You gotta hit your mute button.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to talk to us for real. Huh? Oh, you don't really want to talk to us, huh?
It's messing with her. There you go.
She got the automatic mute.
It keeps
there you go.
It's like keep going back on itself. Okay.
There we go. We got you, girl. Now we can hear you. Yep. So hey, girl.
Okay, good. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you for having.
That's okay.
Hello.
Thank you for deciding to come on here with us.
Hello.
For sure.
Thank you for having me on your platform. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, because I know they're gonna want to know. Like I said, I played the video clip about your
yes, I saw that. That
premiere on
good.
Yeah, your premiere on American Gangster Trap Queen Edition. So what happened, or what started the whole situation with you for you to end up on Trap Queens? Let's give her the flux again.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just going slow for me. I don't know. I look like I'm going. But you all can hear, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We can. Keep freezing.
Yep, and it froze. I don't know.
I should take it off of Wi-Fi. Let's see.
That's okay. We gonna let her get her little things together.
That was okay. Yeah, like I messed up. Okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
This is the funniest.
Yep, it's probably her internet. That's like how B was on Sunday, Trosh.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, yeah, my first question is, did you pay your internet bill?
Like all that damn money you get.
That's okay.
You ain't really want to talk.
We gonna let. No, her thing is freezing.
Straight.
It got to be her internet.
Yeah.
We all know how that go.
For sure. Me better than anybody up in
I was about to say Trosh better than anybody else on this thing.
Combined. All y'all combined.
With the internet.
Yo, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. You know, technology ain't nothing but the devil.
So, Pop, how things been with you? We haven't seen you. But
Man,
you wasn't here last week. You've been busy.
It's super busy, super grind. It was a crazy day today. Like I say, technology is nothing but the devil. Like, I'm trying to send you the new music moments. I record it, keep saying it's too long. I'm just like frustrated. Like, I just got it into you maybe an hour before the show.
I got it uploaded and everything.
I did it again, and it still said it was too long. And I was like, I'm looking over all the videos. I'm like, yo, I had some way longer than this. What the fuck is going on? And it was just like, so I sped it up a little bit to bring the time down. And I was like, I don't know how to trim it and do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, people think I'm so tech savvy. I'm not really tech savvy. I just learned how to do 2 or 3 things.
Wait, you say you sped it up?
Yeah, I sped it up just a little bit just to cut the time down. And it worked. So it got it down to.
And the songs don't like sound different?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
They sped up just a little bit, but not enough the way you'd be like, oh, is that how that song sounds? Like, he picked some trash this week. He picked some trash.
No, we know you ain't picking no trash because you ain't never brought no trash on here for the new music moment. So I don't expect you to bring none no time soon. So
have it sound like Mickey Mouse music. This nigga that went to the Mickey Mouse show.
I hope not.
Hey, you talking about the music? Just imagine how you would have sounded. What you mean? It's me.
Right. I would have been like,
what?
The Bible is going to move to him. Everybody been doing like they be like.
We're gonna go ahead and go out of this, and we'll bring you another new music moment next week. We definitely wouldn't have been playing no Mickey Mouse shit, cause no, that's not what we do around these parts.
Hey, shout out! What's up, Pam? What's going on, Doris? Man,
hey, Pam,
Kendra, Michelle, all the ladies,
we got our regulars in the building. We got Redbone. We got Pam, Michelle, Miss Doris. Hey, Kendra. We got Danielle. We got Trisha. Hey, we got Danielle, all the ladies in the building tonight.
Yeah, in the building.
They in here.
So what's been up with you? What's going on with
stream, y'all want to flex on our guests.
That's all right. You know, it's okay. We gonna give her a second and hopefully it'll pop back on.
It's Leo Rochelle birthday this week. She started off the night at the Freestyle Fanatic party.
Yes, and if you are in the Chicagoland area, matter of fact, let me go ahead and give y'all the little 1-2 of the video of what's going on tonight. If you are in the area, make sure you hop on over to Sub T tonight. The doors open at 10 o'clock. The doors open at 10 o'clock and they going until they going. You know, it's gonna be hella fun. This is their first one back. They did this for 21 years prior to the pandemic. So
I wish I was able to be there for real.
It's a lot of people that's gonna be excited to be in the building tonight. So soon as the show over, I'm hauling ass. Cause I ain't standing in no long ass line, okay?
Come on now, you know they ain't gonna do that to you.
They not. I'ma just call on my way. Like, I'll be there in a few minutes. So come on to the door, all right?
Hey, what's up, Marcus? What's
hey,
going on,
Marcus. Brother? But I'm gonna give y'all this little video clip real quick so y'all can go ahead and make sure y'all are in the building tonight. So hold on real quick.
You know you like that. You know you like that.
You know you like that. You know you like that. You know you like that. You know you like that. See, I rep the most high, still I'm the most fly. I win so much they wanna know who I'm coached by. Every day approached by chicks when I was multi. Wanna give me soul side, but I'm like, don't try. I see the hisses and the dishes when I go by, but see the misses on my wrists when I float by. Self-control and I can't tell you no lie. Trying to find a soulmate, you ain't being soul tied. I make my money, man, without the coca. Living la vida without the loca. I'm down south, so they show me country love. And I ain't even country thug. The people give me daps and hugs, so it must be love. And I love the country grub. It feel good to hear people singing.
Hey. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
See how that music made me feel? It made me put my hood up and my glasses on.
I see you ready to be in your B-boy stance.
Yo, what's up? It's your man, Fifth God Moon, son. Yo, we celebrating Leon Rochelle's birthday tonight. Y'all come out and hang out at the Freestyle Fanatic joint.
Listen.
That is, son. Word is born, B. If you're in the Chicago area, be there. Be square.
Not the B. Listen.
Yo,
listen,
Chicago,
listen.
Turn up for me, Shot Town.
Definitely turn up. Let's see. Let's hope. Let's see if we can add her back to the stream.
Yeah, there she go.
There you go.
I switched phones and I'm hoping. Girl. Well, what happened is I went on another phone to the show itself, and it sounded better on the other phone. So I'm thinking that maybe phone was better. So now, because I got two phones,
Okay.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
One for the girls and one for the blood.
Hey, listen, because you gotta keep them.
This one's definitely better.
Yes,
one for your main man, one for the side piece, huh?
No. One for the business folks, one for everybody else.
Okay.
That's comedy.
That's how we gonna do that. Cause you gotta real bosses got two phones. Okay.
Ain't some fake boss.
No,
I only got one phone.
You got two numbers though. You got two numbers.
Thank
though,
you,
so
Bob.
that's technically two phones.
No.
Sorry.
It don't work like that. It's a business number. No, you good.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. We're used to it because we've been having. I don't know what's going on. We've been having all kind of technical difficulties here and there, like periodically. So it comes with the territory. So we fine and you fine too. So we're gonna hop back on in this thing, and we want to know what brought on the overall situation for you to end up on BET's American Gangster Trap Queen.
From the beginning.
Okay. So I was contacted by a young lady who's a producer here from Massachusetts that was working with the production company for BET Trap Queens. And she knows my family. We, our families know each other. So she knew my story anyways. And so when they're working on the production and they were looking for people, she contacted my sister like, I know your sister, I'm the white picket fence, everything got to look right. I want to be on BET, but not as a criminal. So after talking to my family, I had really I came home from prison in 2014. I had a regular job. I was just working like I don't want to do nothing extra. I don't want to try to do no business. I don't want to do anything. I just want to be a regular person and just forget about any dreams I had of doing nothing, But after working at the gym a couple of years, I was like, okay, God, tell me this. If you say this is the life I'm supposed to be living, just going to work every day, doing nothing else, then let it be so. I accept it. I'll just continue to climb this ladder, do the best that I could do right where I'm at. right? But I'm like, but man, and this is not for me. Please send me a sign or something that there's more, that there's more for me. So, when that call came, it was about that. I was at that point where like, this just can't be all, I've always been a giving person. I always wanted to help. And when they came to me with it, it was like, no, I'm not, I don't want nobody to know that that's what I did. Because a lot of my friends didn't know this at all, So what I did was I thought about it. I talked to my sons about it, like, hey, I think that if my story can help another young lady or someone that's in a dark place, thinking about doing crazy decisions or has made some crazy decisions, but they feel like they're the only ones who had done this, that if I could reach one person and let them know that I know exactly what it's like, exactly where you've been, where you're going, and this is my story, there's still light at the end of this tunnel, So I decided to
get cut off.
That's not what she decided to do. I'm sure. Listen, it is.
Can't get into the story.
This shit,
right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I was up last night at like 3:00 looking at her story, like making sure I refresh myself and remember, like, like 240,000. Like, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw 300,000.
Well, it was on the first. That was on the first go round.
No.
Pam said, girl. God said, girl, don't say that one. But she back. There we go. Okay.
We back.
Okay.
Well,
there we go. Yeah, she back.
You can hear
Leo on here getting the hell up.
Hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Let's see. I turned the Wi-Fi off. I'm here.
I don't know what's happening, but it's okay because listen, you gonna tell this story tonight, okay?
It's just
tonight. She said tonight.
It's just trying to be a booger. Like, if you cut the internet off, then you might not get as good of a service. But then you cut the internet back on, then it's cutting up and chopping your shit up. So
right.
I just be trying to stick to not having no Wi-Fi because I definitely didn't want to. I didn't know what my service gonna be like where I'm at either. So I'm like, luckily it's been working.
So you got you in the birthday hideaway spot, low key.
Don't tell nobody.
Hey, Marcus, I think hers might be a little worse. I don't know.
Thank you, Marcel. Thank you. Oh, Pam, this is why we love you. This is why we love you. Because the story gonna get told either way, whether it's real fast or real slow. However it's gonna go, the story gonna get told no matter what. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because it's important for people to know other people's situations and other people's beginnings. Because everybody don't come from everybody don't come from these situations where it leads us to six figures and all of this other kind of stuff. So in the midst of us doing what we need to do in order to become who we need to become, a lot of us have made some decisions that wasn't that ended up not the best for us. Mm-hmm. So we gotta understand that being humble and accepting your story as your own, accepting your story as your truth is okay. Like, all of the shit ain't easy. It ain't all roses and rainbows and shit. So as we keep moving along and doing what we're doing, everybody's story is important. So we just got to continue to be patient and understand the journey
What's
And then
some of the old folks used to stay with? What's that little phrase I heard before? I heard an older guy told me one time. Let's say the world is a stage. You just got to play your part to the best of your ability.
All of the world is a stage, okay?
And then it's like no matter what you like, no matter if you're doing something positive or negative, if you're trying to aspire to be great in whatever it is, you're gonna take a risk, whether it's a legal risk or illegal risk. And everything is a risk when you're trying to shoot so high. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ain't trying to be mediocre, you're gonna have to. I'm telling you.
But when I saw her first risk, she took that 240,000 when they got, and she only got 3 months. I started to be like, I could do a hard 3 with no restitution paying back. What?
For real though.
What? I said, look at God.
I think I can make it 3 months. Goddamn it.
Not to look at God. Shit, I go write my next book.
I'm in court and the judge say, no restitution, and you got served 3 months. I would have been like,
oh Lord.
Oh boy.
Oh, y'all silly as hell. But the whole story is like just overall seeing her story, and I'm excited to get the book when it comes out, just so like I'm pretty sure it has more details about her story, about what happened and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a story that people should pay attention to. If somebody gives of themselves in that way to tell their story and put it out there, when they know that the world can really tear at them or dig into them because of their story, I applaud anybody who put their story inside of a book, because that shit ain't easy. So
make yourself vulnerable, you know? You gotta be vulnerable,
and that ain't easy to be vulnerable for the world to see. That is not the easiest thing to do. That is not the easiest thing to do. It's not easy to be vulnerable for the world to see. It's not easy for you to.
That's why I need her to come on
tell
back
all
in.
Your business.
Did the check help?
Yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm trying everything I can.
That's all good.
You fine. You fine. We just
okay.
It's all good. We're gonna make it do what it do.
We're talking about what we did see of your story, and that we excited to read your book, because it takes a lot for somebody to be able to put themselves and their story on display for the world to see.
And that's another thing. Like, this isn't something scripted. This wasn't even something I was healed about at the time. So when it was not easy at all. But with hosts like you, shows like yours, what you all have been doing is teaching me how to talk and helping me to be okay with talking about it.
Sure.
When I did American Gangster, everybody has it. But when you went through something, and if you're like me, like I had bad stuff, it wasn't me, but doing a show, it put everything out there. Ain't no secret. Everybody, it's out there. Right. So now it's I remember doing a podcast one time, like right after, and it was kind of like, even when the producers were asking me questions, you should see my face. It was like, I ain't answering that. I'm not, like, girl, what you going here for then? You ain't gonna answer the question. Because I wasn't, so this is what it taught me. I wasn't comfortable with myself. I had not accepted myself, all of everything. I was not healed from everything. And I'm still playing a game with myself, because it's like, you want a show about crime, but you want to stand act like you just this music person, smart person. You don't want, even people that I had on there that were interviewing, some of them only knew I had been in jail when I told them, hey, do you want to do an interview with BET for me? oh, they're like, yeah, girl, I knew you was out of town doing some music stuff. Yeah, no.
It was like you was in the studio with the baby. You was in the studio with the baby.
What? So you mean all those months that you was gone and I ain't see you? Your ass was, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the honest
So you
to God
was locked up for real?
like you wouldn't do. It's like, listen, I'm a regular person. Anybody's capable of doing anything. You never know. People always say, well, if it was me, this is what I would have did. Yeah, you're saying that because it wasn't you. It didn't happen to you. You don't know what your response is going to be. You don't know what your reaction is going to be until it actually happens to you. You know, I didn't grow up like that. I wasn't, well, you know, let me slide back. Okay. Because again, y'all are like, again, this helps me. So I appreciate you all. And I want to tell you, even though I couldn't hear you well, and this wasn't working well, I see how you all kept continuing on by talking about the different things I mentioned. And that's really a great thing to be able to do. Not everybody knows to do it. Just be like, look, girl, bye. All right, it didn't work. Bye.
Oh, hell no.
No. For you.
You know, so I just want you to know how grateful and appreciative I am that, you know, you all know how to continue to move with it and are still interested in having me. So thank you.
Oh,
it helps.
yeah. Like we still perfecting our craft. We still learning. Like the whole situation is something that we're all learning, perfecting, and growing in the midst of doing. So now we was just gonna rock out till it got together. And so here we are.
Everybody did some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody did.
Man.
I did some shit I can talk about, but I ain't gonna talk about because I don't know the statute of limitations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't on your scale. It wasn't on your scale. I mean, I was able to put a little gas in the car. You know what I'm saying?
You are something else.
Pam said PGC is for the people, and we are here for the people. So
I love it. So I really just wanted to not miss a beat without letting you all know how professional that you are and what a great job that you're doing. So I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
So one of the things about this is, again, we were talking about when I was going to the show and being asked these questions. I really thought that it was something that I could do. You know, someone asks you to do something, it's like, yeah, I could do it, and then it happens. It's like, no, I'm not. This is not what I was expecting. This wasn't I'm actually not ready for what I asked for, you know. But guess what? Now's the time. You're sitting here, you're in a chair. The people come in, you meet them 5 minutes before, and here it is asking you your personal business, like stuff I don't know if you like that for you to be at. Who told you that? You know, this is
right.
This is how it was. Right. This is how it was. But I had to roll with it. And now as time has gone on, it's like, wow, that was really a beautiful thing because I'm okay with talking about it. I have accepted, so it let me know I've accepted me. I've accepted what I've done. I'm not fully healed from everything, but I'm so healed. I'm so much more free in myself that I'm okay with it. Like, you ask me whatever. One thing I'm always going to do is be real about it and tell you the truth. That's one thing. Police come and get me. Look, we ain't got no trial to do, man. Look, yep, yes, sir. That's what it was. That's what I did. We don't need to have nothing on now. This is what it is. It's a paper trail. So there was no backing out of that. I didn't feel that I got any mistreatment. I felt like I actually got, you know, I was facing 5 years the first time. And that's another thing with the show. You might think that it's one case, but it was 2 cases in a 10-year period of time, separate from each other.
Wow.
So my first case was 2005. So I was working at 2 different colleges. I embezzled over $250,000, right? And again, it was over a period of time. I was arrested after I left one school to go to the next. And they came there. I was thinking we were being audited, but they were asking me. Then when they mentioned the other school, I said, "Oh, so who are you all? Y'all are." So I'm being arrested. It's just what it is, right?
I'd have been like, "Hey, man, hey, I don't even work there no more, man. Hey, y'all miss me.
Y'all missed your beat. Don't come over here with that shit, Ray.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
It was just one of those things where it's like I was moving so fast. I was doing things so fast, right? It started off a little slow, but then I started doing things way over my own head. So I said, man, I have to leave this job. I'm never going to stop doing this. These checks keep coming in here. I keep trying to put them. Look, it just fall right in my hand. I just got to do it. I just keep saying, one more time, last time.
Like a drug. It's like a drug. Yeah.
You know, and I kept doing that. And I thought the only way I could stop doing that was leaving that job. So I leave that job and I go still working in the educational, in higher education. But now this position is I'm just dealing with the loan. So I shouldn't be touching any checks or nothing like that, like the other position. Lo and behold, they still do things a little bit similar. So there was some checks still coming in. It was like, dang, I can't, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. I don't know.
Definitely feel like that at that point.
It's a
like
sign.
I thought I ran from the issue and then ran right into the issue. That's crazy.
A foolproof issue where I'm going to leave that job. I won't have anything to do with it. And that's what people do when that's what we do as a normal person. If you're trying to self-medicate, right?
Right.
You're going to go and instead of going to the doctor, you're going to go to the streets, instead of really figuring out how to solve a problem, you're just figuring it out in your own head. That's the way that it could work for you still. It still wasn't right, but that was me trying to do it, to not do something. So I get to the other school. I wasn't there but for a couple of months, before the people came. Yeah. And when they came, it was like, wow, all right. And then listen at me. This is how crazy Ayana was. I said, okay, so listen here. You don't have to put no handcuffs on me in front of all these people, all right? You know what I mean? Like I have a professional person. I have a big office, Can we at least cover up my hands? I mean, I'm not running or anything, but it was spring break. So there weren't any kids around, but there were, different co-workers or whatever. And one of the co-workers of mine was a woman from my grandmother's church.
Oh
Lord. Oh Lord, she was told grandma.
It's like, oh man, this is just crazy. But the man told me, he said, you know what, don't worry about it. We're gonna walk you out. I'm gonna put my jacket over your hands, but I do have to handcuff you. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, and we'll put them, they were nice to me. He said, we'll put them down real low so really notice it. So my homeboy at the security desk, when I was leaving, I had the two guys on. He's like, all right, Bean, see you next week. We're going to some party thing we were supposed to do. And I'm like, okay.
Thought she was coming right home.
I really didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen at all. I didn't know. I had never been arrested before that time.
So how far were like your jobs from your neighborhood? Because I know at first you were saying that like nobody know you was gone, but like where you work, like halfway across the city. Like how did nobody know? Like what happened? Because like people talk, and like you said, it was a lady from the church there that they talk a lot.
They do.
They had your business out there before you.
She was at Grandma and them circle.
Right. She said that was my grandma in them circles, so they older, so they don't really know.
She didn't really know.
They be in the phone with each other.
It was on a Wednesday. She was up at Bible study. She said, "Lord, let's pray. Lord, I'm gonna pray for everybody." And also, Elba May granddaughter that got locked up at work today.
Elba May, no.
They could have waited until I was getting off of work to do that. They didn't have to do it after lunch,
That's great.
Right.
Right. But I mean, that's what's supposed to happen, and I'm okay with it. It happened. That's what I did, and that's what I deserved to happen to me because of what I did. Had I been
not necessarily,
you gotta tell people that yes, I
so. I guess what I'm saying is like you helped a lot of people's situation when you did what you did. So was it not worth it?
Well, I can tell you this. I'm going to tell you an honest answer to that. I felt like at the time that what I was doing was worth it, right? But nothing is worth any minute of your life sitting behind bars. No money is worth it. None of it's worth it. When they do that, going to that show to 60 days or 30 days, I'd be like, you could never get me to go. You could never get me to go in there for a show. No, I wouldn't do that, because no matter what, I could come back to the world and quadruple the bread I had, right? But I can't come back into the world and go back to grab that time that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so anybody who's in any situation, the first thing they should think about is, how much is your time worth? Because if you're talking about a couple of $100,000, a couple of $1 million, okay, you have that money right now. Well, until they come and freeze it, depending on your crime, they come and freeze in your bank account, right? So now you can't get that. So now I had 2 young sons for my first case. My sons were in 5th grade and 7th grade. Now I'm turning into a real criminal, because I'm telling my kids I'm at some women's conference for 3 months. What? You know, I'm just on the phone lying to them, and it was like, well, Mom, why can't we have things? Normally, when I would go out to different music events and stuff like that, I would bring my kids with me. You know, so they're flying with me. So it was like, well, how is it that you're going to a women's conference and you didn't bring us with you? That doesn't make sense. But they still went on with, this is the lie Mommy's telling, I guess. You know, I would talk to them. I didn't have no visitors while I was incarcerated either time. I didn't want my family to see me in that position. You know, I didn't want them to have that picture of me, you know, and like, I didn't do it. So I didn't see them for that whole time. I talked to them on the phone. I tried not to call so often because it just hurt to not be a mom. I've been a mom since I was 17 years old, you know? So that was the worst part. That was the worst part. And it wasn't worth any of that money. Although my son probably loved all the Jordans and everything he had, and he might think it was worth it then. Like, I had to see you for 3 months, but I got all of this. You know, that might have been
right. I got everything I wanted, so it evens out.
I feel you.
But honestly, the value, like back then, I say that money was a big value because it gave me freedom and it took a lot of stress away from the situation that I was in. So, you know, just like any other person, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can't do this or that. You got to choose between this or that. Rob Peter, pay Paul, this bill or that bill. That's a sucky feeling every month, right? Mm-hmm. So I had freedom. I love the freedom of not having that stress, that problem. I have to think about, okay, you know, I had a relationship that, you know, I was in a relationship where my partner was addicted to a substance. So that was another form of, we had to feed the kids, feed us, get to work. You know, it wasn't an easy situation. But
that you kind of want to answer the question that we had from one of our great listeners that look like they just kind of, a lot of people know your story a little bit. Like Michelle has a great question.
Because everybody been watching. Everybody that knew she was going to be on, everybody like, oh, let me go watch so I can ask some questions. So Michelle said, was the toxic boyfriend and his issues the start of you going down the wrong path? If so, what advice would you give a young woman in similar circumstances?
Okay, Michelle, thank you for asking me that question. And that's a good question. So I'll give it to you how I felt at the time and what I feel now that I've been through it. Okay. My boyfriend wasn't always toxic. We were together since high school. So this was my best friend and also the father of my children. So I didn't think it was toxic. I thought, you're in trouble. I have to help you. We got, you know, we're a unit. I didn't see it like that. I didn't see it any other way. My grandparents been married their whole entire life. This is my kid's father. This is who I feel I'm going to be with my whole entire life. We're supposed to, you fall down, I'm together. Right. You're supposed to do it together. So I understood drug addiction because I had family members in drug addiction. So it wasn't like, oh, what a surprise, big deal. It was something that that already had affected my life since I was a kid. Right. But now everything I was trying to do was to fight not having that in my household and not having that around my children. but then it ended up being there. So now, like I said earlier, people always say, well, if it was me, this is what I would do. I didn't expect that that's what I would do. You know, it put pressure on me to keep our family moving. It put pressure on me to make sure that my kids didn't notice that something was wrong. So I used that. I used, again, things to cover up toxicity.
Okay.
And I hate to say that, and I don't want to ever use a person as any reason as to why I did anything, because that choice was mine and I made that choice. But the pressure from the addiction and how we needed to survive, and I needed to live and just take care of the basics, that was taking everything that we had. And so again, my train of thought there was, I just got to help my partner. This is my partner here. Right. And I got to help. We got to do something. So now today, Ayana will tell you, listen here, you got to take care of yourself and your stuff, and someone else has to take care of their stuff. You can still be supportive of someone, but if we're not going to support continuing to do what you're doing, we'll support you going to do what you should do, not what you want to continue to do. So if you're in a situation where someone's doing something that is not only just affecting them, but it's affecting you to a point where you feel like, one time I felt like I was the user. I wasn't doing my hair going to work. My head was down when I would walk down the street because everybody knew myself and my partner and what was going on, who knew us. So to me, I was ashamed, and it was stressful to me. Like, there was one time I tried to get me a nice ponytail, nice weave ponytail. I went, and when she took my hair down, I had a big, gigantic dollar-sized bald spot there.
Damn.
And it wasn't because I did it. It was because of the stress that I was under.
Yep.
No, it was the stress I was under. It was a tough time, but as a mom, everything, you gotta have a brave face, you gotta be tough, and you gotta still continue to move forward, because I gotta show these boys that, we good, and I want to try to do something. I'm trying to be a mogul here too. I'm trying to do some things too. So I can't say that was fully one person's fault. There were things that I wanted to do too, and that was also helping me to do it as well. So no, if you're in this situation today, I guarantee you the best thing that you could do for yourself is to remove yourself from the situation, because somebody has to make a decision to do better for themselves. Mm-hmm. It can't be for you. It has to be for themselves. I dragged him to every rehab in Massachusetts. He even went to one out in Michigan, But if it was me dragging you, you didn't want to do it.
Right.
So you
want to get it, definitely.
So now in 2021, you're still doing the same thing, but now you're taking yourself when you feel like it, right? Mm. We're somebody's grandparents now. I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm not doing that, because I see the effect that it had on my sons. My sons are now 29 and 27 years old.
Wow.
I thought doing the right thing was keeping the youth together.
Okay.
I'll say what? You should say she got a almost 30-year-old. What?
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
But yeah, we just put your age together, though.
That's okay. I'm okay with telling it now. I'm okay with it, especially because I heard my girl say she's a Leo, and her birthday's on Sunday. Mine's Friday on the 6th, so we gonna celebrate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
My daughter's on the first too.
Celebrate.
Turn up. Okay.
Yeah, his daughter's birthday is on the 1st. We are, aren't we?
Yes, everything. We everything.
We the best. DJ Cali boys. Okay.
Right.
Okay, moving on.
So happy birthday to your daughter.
You hear that, Brett?
Happy birthday to your daughter too, Trosh. Happy early birthday to your daughter.
She better not call me. She ain't even getting nothing.
Her birthday is the same day as mine.
What you mean she's not getting nothing?
What you say?
She ain't getting nothing.
He lying.
No, we don't believe
lying.
you. We don't believe you. We don't believe you.
Pam, like Pam said, do not reward mediocrity. That's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly not reward mediocrity. Because when you reward mediocrity or the bare minimum, that's what people will believe is acceptable. The more that they continue to do it, that's what they're going to believe that you accept from them, and they are not going to put in any more effort than what they are giving you at that point in time. Danny said, I love that she is sharing her story because there are a lot of women and people in general that are going through this. You are giving them the blueprint to figure life out.
Well, thank you, Danny.
It's a lot of women going through
I love that.
I just want to say to women that might be doing this, if that second job is in the school, don't go to a technical school and take that job. You need to go to an HBCU. You need to go to an HBCU because there ain't no black students out here not looking for their refund check.
Right.
I'm up in the office every day. My money here yet?
See, this is where the difference comes in. My first case, that wasn't what happened. I wasn't.
The first case,
right. I was not taking checks.
The second case, you was at the technical school, and then they was getting and the people wasn't coming to
research.
Right, and the people wasn't coming to pick up their checks. I was like, she went at an HBCU because at an HBCU they in there every day. It's my extra.
They be tired of eating noodles, boy.
Everybody comes looking for their money. Everybody comes looking for the money. And my ignorance was that, well, if they didn't request it the first time, they don't know that it's there. So they ain't gonna never. These are. It's almost like they ain't never coming back. I know that person's graduate. They ain't coming back for this. But again, so it wasn't like I would do it deliberately. Like you're coming to look for it. That would have been gone to jail. I would have been gone.
Okay.
It was a method.
Like
it was a method to your madness.
Right. It was like a method to it. It was a strategic, in my crazy mind, it was strategic planning. I knew people that weren't coming back for it. But there was, again, just like when I got arrested that first time, I was cashing checks, $15,000, $20,000, depositing them in there, right? Man. But what got me arrested was a $900 check.
Wow.
That motherfucker really needed their brain. You found the one struggling student in that motherfucker.
It wasn't just a regular $900 check. This was an international student. International students don't get financial aid. Their country sends money to them. Right. So it was a $900 check from one of the international student scholarship thing that came in. And I thought that I had, it was, again, like I said, I was moving fast. Like, what did I even touch that $900 check for if I have 20,000, 15? That was just stupid.
Right.
Not to say that the others weren't, but this was, you're just doing too much that you just want everything.
That's what I was going to say. Like, even though you was like breaking it down and like crafting it strategically, I'm saying eventually you get a little sloppy, and you know what I'm saying, that one little 900 weak ass, man, fuck, I need this little shit. This ain't even 4 digits.
Right. But I just took it for, what did I do that for? It's just when you start doing things and it's like it's over my head and I got this and it's just it's kind of was like, you know what, that's why I got to get out to school. I'm gonna just keep going until I can't do nothing else. They just gonna get me anyway.
Like
but still in my head thinking
they come to get the key to check the mail. We gonna check the mail for you. You want me, Miss Bean? You want me to check the mail today because I think my check's supposed to be coming.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you.
Make sure y'all got the right address.
Okay, that's what happened. There was a young lady before I went on a vacation. She called about the check, and I'm thinking, oh, come on, girl, not this week. I ain't gonna be able to fix this before I leave, So I told her, I was coming back from the vacation. It was gonna be a couple of days. I told her that she'd have it at the office, like 2 days after I had got back, right? But she called while I was gone still. And there it was.
Somebody else started digging.
Somebody else saw that it was
already. And that's when the digging began. That's when it began. So it's like, again, being sloppy, thinking you know everything, doing things. Anytime you're doing something sneaky, it always comes to light. It always does. Now they didn't have to freeze my bank accounts while I was in the Bahamas or whatever, but okay, I get it.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, my son called me on the phone. He was in high school at the time now. So he called me, Ma, there's federal agents here looking for you. And I was like, boy, stop playing games with me. I'm going to be home tomorrow, you know. He was like, no, Ma, I'm going to read you this card. And he read me the man's name and who they were. And I'm like, oh, so that's why that other card wasn't working when I just went out to eat.
The calmness of it all. Like, oh, okay.
But my other bank account was still working. So I was thinking, oh, I don't know. Yeah, you know, no worry about it. That's the little bank account over there. You know what I mean? But when my son called, it was like, wow, I want to really rush and hurry up and get home because I know that, you know, my son was terrified. But again, they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know, you know, they didn't know.
Even in your misfortune, you were still a good mother because you said you had to get back to your babies, make sure.
I had to get back to him because I'm going to tell you, I was on vacation, but this was my youngest son. He was the captain of the basketball team. They've always been in sports, football and basketball. He was graduating, and when I came back the next day, we were supposed to move him into campus he was staying on college campus. This was a big deal because my oldest son, he graduated, but he went to college, but he didn't live on campus. So this was kind of like, whoa, like I got a son who's living on campus. This is the whole process. So it's like all this, thinking you're this good mother. I thought I was protecting them, thought I was doing a great thing. Look what I did. I traumatized them. I left them in a household where there were things happening that they were traumatized by, and some things that didn't tell me when they were young, of course, but as they gotten older, we've talked about some things. I was like, wow, you knew that, you heard him, you know, that kills me because I thought we should stay in. And one thing I like to compare that to, because I always feel so guilty of it, is that I was a child who grew up in a home with my dad. You know, there was addiction there. But when my mother it was like, oh, we ain't doing this, you know, not with my girls. He was gone. So I'm still a daddy's girl, love my father to death. But I didn't go through his addiction with him. But I always said, well, you know, my mom always buys apple and oranges. When I have my own kids, I'm gonna buy grapes and strawberries. You know, it's just like I'm always acting like my mother wasn't it, but she didn't put us through that. So, and I always I remember that because I always want to apologize to her for acting like she didn't like I was gonna do things better than she had done. But that's what I get for thinking I was better than my own mom. She didn't do that.
Right.
You know, so my kids now have trauma today because of me thinking I was doing things right. You stick to your family, you do this, but that wasn't it for them. It was, you shouldn't have put us through that, Mom. You shouldn't have went through that. I didn't never want to see you go through that. You know, so that was hurtful. So now I'm getting arrested. All the bank accounts are frozen. My son has to move into his college dorm. I'm just like, yo, I just bought you this car. It was a little hoopty or whatever. We got to sell that just for you to move in. And now you in college on campus. I done got everything already previously, but now you ain't got no money for books. You know?
Oh, wow.
So all that money did great for the small moments in time that it needed to. But when it really counted, when it really was something important, I didn't fall through on that. And so ever since that day, Ayana does not value money or even the freedom that money brings. I know how to go out and do what I need to do. It's just not the goal and it's not the focus for me.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? It's not that.
That's dope.
You know, but I need to have it.
Right.
So
definitely
a lot of broke niggas looking at this show right now, like, okay.
Hey, motherfuckers writing notes and everything. Yep, she messed up right here, so I'm not gonna do that part.
Shit, they where they're learning from her mistakes, they still gonna make mistakes in the process trying to do some other shit anyway. But I love the genuineness in your honesty. You are like genuinely honest about like, look, I was out here doing some bullshit. I knew I shouldn't have been doing it, but then when I was doing it, shit, fuck it. Like it was fun while I was doing it, you know. And so I was doing what I felt was right at the time. And then even when I got caught, I was like, all right, I did it. Like
I feel that.
And it's like, at this point, you might as well accept it, but I love the openness and the genuine way that you are allowing yourself to be truthful about your situation and things like that. Oh, excuse me.
It's not easy at all. But today for me, it's easier. You know, I'm confident. I'm totally confident. I can take someone, you know, when I look at like comments under different interviews that I've done, or, you know, just comments in general on like the BET stuff, and I just be like, people say the most craziest things, like they have never been born in life, because there's not one of us who's done everything right and perfect and, you know, holier than thou. Like, okay, you talking about me, but you're fornicating. You know, I want to go, but you're doing this. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're out here sucking all this.
Like, that's my
no.
You know, it's like
and that's
I'm
true.
Glad, you know, I'm glad that I'm a person who funny situation happened the other day. I was at an event, a young lady, she seen a cockroach. And I'm thinking, you from the hood, so you seen a cockroach. You know? But listen, I had to pull myself back because I wanted to laugh at her and make a big joke or something, but I don't know what her trauma from that is. I don't know what that represents to her. Just because I'm a person who nothing's a big deal. I'd be like, oh, okay, no big deal. Oh, you didn't broke your arm, no big deal. You know, that's how I am. But I can't judge another person because they're not like that.
Right.
You know, I wanted to make a lot of jokes, and I have behind her back about it. But
she said, yeah, I did though. I still made them jokes, just not so.
You know, I still make jokes because I feel like, for me, if you're somewhere, you see a bug. I've slept on the floor with bugs. I've slept on the floor with lizards, or, you know, whatever. Mice run across the floor. I mean, I've done that.
Oh,
so
Lord.
Someone from the hood and they talk about, it was a roach there. Okay, what's a roach? You know, you know, that's
First
me.
of all, I didn't know roaches still existed in this 2021. Okay, like, how are y'all still existing?
Yeah, I don't know when the last time I seen one, to be honest. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Listen, they still selling Raid, ain't they?
But yeah,
they are, and they still got the Orchid Man. But I'm just saying, like, I still ain't. I haven't seen
Just thank God we've been able to remove ourselves.
Hey, but that's what I'm gonna say. Hey, look, don't look at this podcast and be like, oh, they bougie as hell. Like, no,
baby,
we're not saying we never experienced it. We just saying, like, I ain't seen
I'm
one in a minute. Like,
right, and I didn't know that they were still existing. Like, it's 2021. Like, y'all ain't figured out how to get rid of them motherfuckers completely. Like. At all. So
technology is supposed to be crazy right now. Like, kill all roaches immediately.
But y'all know roaches been around since dinosaurs, so they say
roaches been around since been around. Okay,
well, shit, dinosaurs ain't been around for a minit, so motherfuckers learn how to
ate the core of the apple that Eve bit out of.
Lord, did you take it there?
Roaches been around. Listen,
like, hey, man, y'all done built the car. Y'all done sent the motherfucker dude to space that
make it through the atomic bomb
on Amazon or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done did all this shit. Y'all can't make a killer roach forever kind of spray. Man, get that shit out.
Roach forever kind of So Pam had a question. She said, what did your son say about the BET show? And did they ever share with you how your incarceration affected them?
Thank you for the question. My sons, again, before I made the decision to do it, I talked to them about it because, you know, I was in a newspaper. That was an embarrassing thing. And I didn't want to further embarrass them, you know, even though, you know, they're out of high school now, whatever, but it was still something that you know, we're close, you know, my sons and I. So I talked about it, and, you know, my son was like, well, is it going to help another person? You always say that, you know, if something, you could do something to help another person, you would do it. And I was like, yeah, you know, you're right. If I could reach one person, I'll do it. And then he said, well, they going to pay you?
Everybody says, you got to have that one son say what that check look like.
Right. That's what it was. And it was like, well, I mean, the check is not equivalent to the, you know, in the long run.
Right.
And he's like, well, all right. I mean, if you say so, Mom. You know? So I did do it, and the other part was, did they ever share with me how my incarceration affected them? It's not something that they had to tell me. You know, we never like sat down and talked about it because I think that they feel like they don't want to bring up something that has hurt me. But I saw the effects. I could hear the effects through the phone. And as a mother, you know, I felt it in my spirit when I was in there. Not the first time. They were little. They didn't really have that understanding. But when I went to federal prison, my son drove me to the bus station because they let me do a self-surrender. So I knew I was on my way to Lexington, Kentucky. He brought me to the bus station, and it was just like, we just looked at him, just like, hey, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? And I saw it in his face already. And then as, you know, time went on, when I got there, I heard it in his voice. And then it's like, now when I'm trying to get in touch with them, I can't get in touch with them as often as before, you know? So they didn't have to tell me. I know what they were struggling. They were struggling. They were. Everything was lost.
You were struggling. You said you had to catch the bus to Kentucky?
From Boston.
That was a long ass fucking ride, and your brain
to think about, like
crazy, like
am I really?
You was going from Massachusetts to Kentucky on a bus, saying I'm carrying my own ass to jail.
Hey, I got the option right now to get off, to not make this bus or to leave.
It's a few hours in that ride.
How much shit did you eat on the way when the bus stopped? Like, hey, I could have Popeyes and Burger King and Taco Bell. Did you get all that shit on the bus ride? You probably got to jail and had to shit like a motherfucker. I know I would have. I'm going to the feds. Everything look good. It'd be like, oh my God, I want a Twinkie. I want a ho-ho.
Not a Twinkie.
Everything, man.
That was the last thing on my mind. I'm gonna tell you
and then you fucked up in the head because you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You got the bubble guts. Oh my God.
You're horrible.
He is. He
definitely is. Like when you do something bad and you know you gotta go home and your mama waiting on you.
With the extension cord, yeah, I know what that's like.
Oh no, not the extension cord.
I know what that's like.
I want to take it back to the time frame, the 10 years when the two situations happened, right? Mm-hmm. Like walk us through the decrease in the adrenaline every time you seen a check pass you. You know what I'm saying? Because in the beginning, everything is a fucking 10. Like, I'm gonna fucking take this check. But at the end, it's probably like a negative 10. Like, I'm too comfortable. Like, I know what this check is off the top soon as I see it.
I already spent before I even decided to take it, right? That's exactly what was happening. It was at first, after the first time, and I'm like, I went, I deposited, and like the next day it had gone through. It was kind of like, okay, I'm going to get the money out. Like, I was nervous, I was scared, but once I had it, it was like, okay, now wait a day or two. You know, like, let's see, this really worked. So once it was the one time that really worked, after that, it was just like boom, 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 boom.
So it was immediately when you got like the balls to say, this is what it is. I ain't even think about it. I know I got this shit.
The third time, I felt like I had the foolproof plan on how this would never catch up to me. And it was gone. I was gone. And that's when I was over my own head. Over my own head. And it was never enough. It was never enough. It was always like 30,000. That's it. I need, you know, that's how it was. And it did slow down because I was just relaxed. I had money, you know, everything. Everything felt easy, but I always still had a feeling like, it's always there. But that money and what I was able to do with it always overrode that nasty feeling of what day they coming, you know?
Right. So let me ask you this. So, okay, statute of limitation, all that's over. You serve the crime. You can't do the double jeopardy thing.
Right.
Did you put money to the side, like in a, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I wasn't able to do. I didn't think smart enough. Okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
So again, every dollar that came in was spent. I left it in the bank like it was legitimate. So when they come and do the investigation, it was frozen. There wasn't no couple of $100 at home. My first bail, look, I'm first time person being arrested. My bail was $12,000. My first case. I had known nobody who was going to bail me for $12,000 because I was giving money to everybody else, but they didn't have it to give to me. You know,
Right.
It ended up being my cousin's wife. You know, it's like my whole family was in the courtroom, right? And they said $250,000, and this is all I heard. Right? And I'm sitting up here in the thing saying to my sister, "Yo, got the bread, the money? You got the money?" And they just going like this. Nobody got it.
Until you at that
Everybody looking at
motherfucker.
their jeans and their Jordans. They like, God.
Why did they come here just to go? You know?
She said, what y'all even here for? What is y'all here for?
Why did y'all come and see me like this just to do that? I get it. That was the support, you know, but my cousin, one of my close cousins, his wife, I remember them getting me down to the Holden place, which is Nashua Street. Like, oh, so nobody, I was telling me, no, somebody gonna come through. I know. But I didn't know. I know I didn't have nobody. Right. So when I got down to the Holden place, you know, again, like I said, everyone was always nice to me. I said to the lady, I said, you know what, can I just make one more phone call just before y'all send me upstairs? Because I wasn't thinking about this whole process until I got to the jail. I know, I wasn't thinking that I was getting to the jail. You telling me I can't have braids, I got to take my braids out. And so you want me to get, I got to take my weave out. You want me to get ugly right now, right? I made the phone call to my cousin, and his wife snatched the phone from him. She said, "You still sitting down in there? Nobody came and got you?" I said, "No." And I mean, I had snots, everything. This is the first time I broke down crying. I was like, "Nobody's coming." She said, "I'm on my way to come and get you." And I said to the lady, "Yeah, my cousin's on the phone. She's coming." So I don't gotta go upstairs, right? No need for me to change, take out my hair, nothing. She's coming. She's coming. You know, and she came and she got me, you know, and my cousin and her are divorced, and they've been divorced for many years. But to me, she's always my heart. She's always my family, you know, and I love her to death because, again, nobody can.
So, because I'm thinking about during that time, out of all the people that was, when you had the money and was going to the clubs and blah, 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 and they was like, yeah, bitch, this my best friend. Yeah. How many of them you lost? How many?
You know what? I'm going to tell you, I've always kept a very tight, small circle of people. Right? And I always know that whatever you do, don't expect it to come back to you no matter what situation that you're in. So I never felt no kind of way about nobody never sending me no canteen or nothing or anything, because they weren't that person in the first place. I was the person who would do it. I already know what's going on around me, so I'm not upset about anybody. Not, you know, because I'm not going to call nobody, for one. I'm not calling nobody, you know. I'm not going to ask for anything. So you got to do it because you're going to do it. I'm not going to, that's just not what's going to happen. I know how to survive off the bare minimum of what's in there. I wasn't one of the girls busting down my canteen every month on the phone, the internet, and making these cakes out of brownies. I wasn't doing that. I didn't do that. I did not do that. I wasn't with the in crowd of people who they putting $800 together for jail food snacks to do. I wasn't doing that. You know, it was like, I felt those people were the most ignorant because, you got your kids at home, somebody's taking care of them, but you also want them to send you the maximum amount you could have in prison each month to spend here? Yeah, like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Like, that $800, $500, like, it's what, 300? I forget, but it's something like $350 for phone, internet, you know, canteen or whatever. Like, that's something for an electricity bill. That's something for gas, cable, whatever your kids need, stuff like that. So how do I look already asking them to send me anything? They got to live out there. I'm sitting here. I can eat this stuff for free.
Because I want to eat a fucking honey bun or a Snickers. Man, get your ass out of here.
A honey bun cake. Like, I ain't even on it like that. Like, I'm in here. I don't get my hair. I'm not at the beauty salon in the feds. I didn't do that. I did treat myself to a pedicure once a month. I did that, you know, but I just washed my hair, put it in 4 corn braids. I worked in the kitchen when I first started. I got a job the very next day in the jail. I knew how to pan that out. My treat to myself was buying cans of cranberry juice and the fruit nut mix, nuts. That was my treat to myself. But I had a job in the kitchen, and then after a while, you know, one of the ladies in the church, I only went to the gym, the church, and work. Into the movie nights. I did all the movies. I didn't do them at the nighttime when the couples go. I went early.
He said, "No, I'm going in the daytime because the nighttime."
I just bought popcorn for my movie days, and that would be it. And then I started working in the men's prison, and it was like, oh wow, I'm getting more money now, but they were taking my restitution out of my little money, you know, from there. So it was like I just made that work. I made it work. My sister would send me some money, you know, stuff like that. It would last forever, you know, because I'm
That's
not.
What's up.
That was just ignorant.
That's what's up.
I'm saying
I can tell on the show that your sister was a ride.
I'm just telling you it was ignorant.
Nah, that's what's up though. Like I wanted to ask you, like that one relative that came to get you the first time. Like after you got out the second time, but does she like ever had that conversation with you? Like you know you like disappointed me or something because I got you out the first time and you did it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, or she's like, I see what you was trying to do.
No, she was, you know, by that time they had not been together, and I wasn't seeing her a lot. I didn't see her a lot, you know. She was aware, you know, down the line when I had got arrested again, of course, but we never had a conversation like, you know, damn, I done bailed you out. Then 10 years later, you go and you do the same thing. It was never that conversation. No, it was never that. I don't think I had that conversation with anybody, actually. Yeah, I didn't have that conversation with nobody. Because it was like, okay, but did I do something for you then? Okay, then we don't need to talk about it.
I already do it.
You know?
I already do it.
Just, you know, being real about it. You know, I got to go to prison. Y'all ain't coming. Only people that I feel I've disappointed and that deserve my apology. Not saying that I didn't have any victims. I really didn't like the term victims, because I felt like I didn't do anything to anybody. But yes, I had victims because money did not belong to me, belonged to someone else. I victimized them. So I had to accept that, right? Before you couldn't get me to say that term, right?
It's so wrong.
You know, but my kids are who I disappointed. You know, they're the ones that suffered. They're the ones that suffer. So I'm not ignorant to the fact that I had victims, but I victimized my children the worst. And then they're the ones who missed me in the time that I had to go away.
So it was more about changing the perspective of how you saw what a victim was.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Because I felt like, well, I mean, they're going to pay your money back. You ain't, you know, they're going to give you the money, you know. And then it's like, I'm paying restitution. Okay, but if I'm clear here, the insurance paid the money, right? So they paid the money, and now who I'm paying? If they paid the
where my money going?
Right. And then on top of that, I'm going to tell you, then this federal time, this was a very big financial strain. Not only that, when I went to prison, I received notice while I was, you know, when I got home, I found out that I received notice from the state stating that they put a $10,000 lien on me because I did not report the money that I admitted to stealing for my federal prison term. So I'm paying restitution while in prison. I have a lien on me when I get home. I was never able to answer to it, appeal or anything because they did all this while I was in prison. So the time I missed every deadline.
Wow.
You know, so now I have 10,000 plus interest worth of debt to the state. So I can't get my driver's license until this debt is paid.
They know how to fuck us, boy.
Right. So it's like, okay, so now what do you want? I come home, I have a criminal record. I have a lien on me. So that would do what? Make you, and I'm on my mama's couch, right? I go to the halfway house, from the halfway house to my mother's couch. And I'm not saying that to be the violin and the sad story, but I'm talking about prison reform and reentry services for people who go to prison, and how when you come home from prison, you continue to suffer because they tell you do your time, do the crime, you do the time, and now you start over. But then you come home and every tool that you need to get up and running has been removed from you. So then what do you expect? What are you setting people up for then? You're setting people up to go right back to something else. Because now they're in a financial situation. You got to have a job, says the probation officer. You got to pay your restitution, says the probation officer. Right? I can't get no job. Even if I went to McDonald's, I could have, but I wasn't doing that. I wouldn't do it. Right? I tried to get a job at Instacart. I don't know if you all familiar with that. That's bagging up groceries. Those people told me that they could not give me the job because of my background check. That don't even match the job. You know?
Wow.
You know, so that's why I'm a big advocate for prison reform and reentry services. This is a hypocritical world that they're telling us. They tell you can change and clean slate. Yeah, okay. I'm not a person who came home who had friends with millions of dollars. I didn't have executive friends coming. Oh, I'm coming home. No, I came back home on the bus from Kentucky with 4 corn braids in my head, with a sweatsuit my sister sent me and some sneakers. Okay. I had some money left over from my working in the prison, like $32. I went over to the Walmart. I purchased me a little $10 phone to be able to text my sister so that I could, you know, when I get touchdown in Boston, I was going right over to the halfway house. And then my mother's house was approved for me to go stay at after my halfway house time. My mother has a 2-bedroom apartment and her and my sister live there. So I'm on the couch. Okay. And now I need a job. Probation office is going to be knocking, coming. Where you find a job at? Well, why y'all ain't offering no jobs that we could get since you want us to have one as soon as we get here?
Right.
You know? So that's what I'm on right now. Yeah. I'm on advocating. I'm on, listen, you got to pull the sheet off of this. Oh, you can have a clean slate and just, you know, no, you cannot. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody comes home to that foundation.
The slate ain't clean. It just ain't as much. It just ain't as dirty as it used to be.
Absolutely.
And that point you just made, like I always say about innocent to proven guilty. I hate that's the dumbest shit ever. Because why the fuck I gotta go be locked up like I'm guilty until I prove myself, which I can't do from in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Absolutely.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And then even like you said, prison reform. There are a lot of innocent people doing time in jail right now, but the moment that they are proven innocent, then they want to throw some money at them. But no, that does not make up for the time that I've lost with my family, my kids, the life that I could have built for myself over this time. Over this time, right? On top of the fact that I'm going to have to battle this record for the rest of my life, because y'all not going to clear this right away, even though y'all going to try to make up for it because I was innocent. But you can't make up for 5 years. You can't make up for 3 months of time. You can't make up for a year.
You can't stop the human perception of what they think I am.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to continue to follow this person. So then it's going to continue to haunt them. And now that's messing with their mental health. It's messing with their financial wealth. It's messing with them overall as a human being.
There you go.
The system tries to make us believe that it is built to help fix you. No, it's built to help continue to keep you in that cycle that'll continue you going out and then going right back in, coming out and then going right back in. And I'm definitely here for the fact that you are standing for prison reform, because it's really something that was needed a long time ago, but nobody will
and just to touch on your point, Leo.
Right. There needs to be a lot. And, you know, and it's very different for women. You know, men get more opportunities in prison, than women get in prison. They get more opportunities when they come home from prison than women get opportunities in prison. And I'm not trying to sound biased about it, but it is, that's how it is. That's exactly how it is. There's other programs that men would be able to get that women wouldn't. Like some prisons, people are getting college degrees, people are getting their education in there. You're learning different, oh gosh, why am I forgetting the word? Different skills and, things that you can do. But if we're saying that we want to reform you while you're in prison, then why have we taken away those programs? Why have we taken away education? Why? It doesn't exist everywhere
because they don't want them to be qualified. Mm-hmm.
Don't want to be qualified. There's women in prison before there was a law that's passed, and I'm sorry that I can't tell you what the name of that was because I actually forgot. But there's a woman who was in prison. She came home and she spread light on the fact that you got to buy your own sanitary napkins in prison. You got to buy that on the canteen list. Okay. Wow. You know what I'm saying? You got to buy that on the canteen list. Right. When I was in prison, a scary thing is the way the women are treated is just different. When I was in prison, every woman who was having some sort of female problem, they would go off to the hospital and they would come back talking about they didn't have a hysterectomy. I'm like, you're only 22. Why do you have to do that?
So she wanted to buy.
Wow.
Because they don't want you to be in prison and them have to take care of you having any medical issues.
But then
so they're gonna go ahead and take all your plumbing out before you get to use.
Having a whole hysterectomy is a whole nother fucking medical issue.
Yeah.
Like, there are other issues caused by having a hysterectomy. There are other issues caused by so you don't want me to bleed, but you're gonna take all of my plumbing out while I'm
that's a whole fucking surgery.
It is, and then you come
like
back.
What surgery is that cheap? You know what I'm saying? Like for them to do it in the masses like that. Like y'all charge us fucking $1 million for surgery out here.
I'm telling you that this is what happens. These are the things that I started to become more aware of. I'm not eating all this junk because I don't want to get no kind of sick because I don't want to go over there. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to. And if I am sick, I ain't even gonna tell y'all I'm sick because I'm afraid of that. You go off somewhere. There were people in there that were already sick. You have people in wheelchairs in prison. You have women. There was a older woman who was there. She was only going to be there for a couple of months. She had some sort of medical issue. After a couple of days, her skin just was turning dark, ashy, gray, or whatever. She couldn't move and things. It was like something's wrong with her. Y'all have to get her medical care, whatever. You have to put in paperwork to do all these things. Your family got it right. You got to get approved for transfer and all that. It took them so long to do that that when they were transporting her to another prison, a medical facility, she died along the way.
Man.
So we got to talk about this. We got to talk about these issues. These are important matters. Just because you're in prison doesn't mean that your health is non-existent. It doesn't mean that you're now treated like anything. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be there forever. You're gonna come out. Why are we wasting money on people doing 30 days in a federal prison? What is the point of 30 days in a federal prison? You could have put someone on a bracelet at home for 30 days.
For 30 days.
Yeah, like 30 days. It's like, what was the point of that? I wished I was on the bus for 24 hours to Kentucky and I'm only gonna be here 30 days. That don't make no sense. Let's talk about how this money is being used. Let's talk about how it should be, the funding. But when I get to this prison, y'all, the prisoners drive the cars around here. The girl drove me to the bus to leave. That was a job at the prison. They trusted this person. I mean,
wait.
Yeah, it is just like cleaning the grounds is a job.
You trust me to drive myself?
No, but they'll let another prisoner who has the job of driving.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's basically what it is. We in the same position. We in the same predicament. You know I don't want to be here. You gonna trust me to drive me about it? Oh, okay.
And this is what I'm
gonna go ahead and get that gas.
Isn't that crazy? In my head, it would be like, well, I'm about to get on the bus with you. You got the car
right here.
We're going together, sis. We got this thing together,
Thelma and
sis.
Louise.
Right.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't think I should have been here in the first place. But now that worked my way up to escape car.
It's true. It's true. You know, these are things that when you become more aware of what's going on around you, you start looking at the way that the money is spent. You start looking at how it's set up.
Yeah.
It's you know, granted, not to say that you didn't put yourself in this situation. Some people hadn't put themselves in that situation. But for those who had, still doesn't mean that you have to be treated unfairly, that you come home to the setup of hypocrites that tell you to move on, you're going to be able to get this help, and then turn around and put all these roadblocks for you to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. So if we're talking about prison reform, we should be starting when we're inside of the prison. When someone gets close to coming home, there should be steps that are set up for them to be able to come out and have a foundation where they can start off somewhere, you know, because other than that, all they're going to do is put them pressures on you. The pressures on you. If you're a drug addict, all those type of pressures, you come home, you can't, what you going to go do? You're going to do what you know. You come home like me, addicted to money. I can't get none. What you going to do? You know?
Yeah, man. And then it's like they don't understand that. Like that's stressful, and stress make you angry. Yeah. Now it's a whole bunch of angry people outside trying to, you know what I'm saying, like bogart their way to other people's shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. So hey, I gotta survive somehow. That's how like the dog, you know what I mean? Dog eat dog type shit start happening and shit like that. Cause everybody angry, they trying to live.
It's true. It's true. And even if you try to do the right thing, facing these oppositions, and I'm not saying that's an excuse to not do it, but you have to really build yourself up in strength to be able to really focus on, okay, 100 doors said no, but there's gonna be a door that says yes. And you just really got to not give up. Don't give up on yourself. I didn't give up on myself. I mean, I had a little transitional period where it was like, oh God, I ain't not gonna work. I can't do, you know, I did have that because that's gonna come with it.
Yeah.
But when you focus, you say, look, this is what I got to do. 5 times a day, I'm being told, no, I can't have this job. I can't have that job. But if I gave up on that day, I would have never made it to the day where it was like, yes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you really, I strongly suggest people don't ever give up on yourself, no matter what it is. I mean, sometimes you got to sit it down like, all right, man, I'm out of breath. I keep getting the wind knocked out of me. I got to sit down a second. I'm out of breath. But you got to get yourself back up. Because there's nobody that's going to lift you up and push you, go. There's nobody that's going to give you anything, you know, and even if someone gives you something, you're not going to appreciate that. You're not going to feel strong in that until you get it on your own, until you have your own. Yep. You're always going to feel you owe somebody something. You gotta keep on moving forward. You got to keep moving forward. There's going to be 100 roadblocks. Keep pushing through them. Yeah. Okay. You know, next thing you know, no is just like saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know, keep on going. You're going to get there. The light's going to shine on you and you're going to be able to do what you need to do. You're going to be able to do it in abundance. The light's going to shine on you. And I just consistently tell myself that every day. And I meet people that consistently give me motivation to keep on moving every day.
That's right.
And that's how
That's amazing. That's
how I think too. Writing a book, that was therapeutic. You know, it was therapeutic. I can't stress enough how much you have to put into yourself to be strong to get through things. And you already got it. You got it and you already. Just got to tap into it. And that's really the message
gotta tap in.
Yes. You got to tap in. You know?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I want that to be the message from the American Gangster series. All the women in there. I want that to be the message from my book. No matter what I did, just like you, I faced those oppositions. I faced challenges. I'm sitting here on this podcast right now.
Man, look at God.
You know, it's gonna happen. You know, and nothing's big, nothing's too big, and nothing's too small. You know what I'm saying? Some people only do certain things, and they won't do. I'm catching all blessings. You know, I'm catching all of them.
You got to open up your hands, okay?
That's one of my things I be telling people all the time. It don't matter how you move forward, little steps, big steps. As long as you're moving forward, it don't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving forward is still progress.
That's it.
So we had a few comments here.
A lot of great comments.
Latoya said is, what I don't get is a man or woman will have a 10-year bid working for GMC or Ford or other companies the entire time they are in jail, pay them 60 cents. But as soon as they get out of jail, all of a sudden they don't qualify to work for them. How does that work? Listen, because they are getting pretty much free labor. And now all of a sudden, since now you're out of jail and you do not qualify because you were incarcerated, because you are, or because you have a record. And we don't hire people with records. So therefore, you no longer qualify to work here, which is, again, a part of that whole cycle. That's
crazy.
We want your labor.
I was like, wow.
We want your labor for as long as we can keep your labor at a price where we don't have to, where we won't even miss this 60 cents. I don't care if it's for 10 years. Yeah, for 10 years, we won't miss 60 cents because of all of the other money that's coming in. We won't miss this 60 cents. But the minute you try to come in here making $25 an hour, now that's cutting into our grand scheme of things. That's cutting into our overhead. That's cutting into everything else that we're doing and all of the other ways that we would see a profit.
Right. And there's an actual program in prison. Speaking of what she's talking about with working for Ford and GMC. And again, I can't even remember the name. I wasn't there long enough to even get in the program. But you actually, in federal prison, there's a program that if you're there for a certain amount of time, you can get on a waiting list and you could go and it will be all these different, different jobs that you can go make $10 and $12 an hour for or something like that in this particular program. I was only there. My sentence was a year and a day, hence, which is the name of my book.
The name of the book.
You would be waiting on that waiting list for like up to 3 years. So if you're not going to be there for a long period of time, you're not going to get in the program anyway.
Wow.
So something like that wouldn't have been for me. But there's other jobs you could try to go into. They had like a dental assistant program. Again, you got to be there for I don't know how many years. They only let 1 or 2 people in, and until that person leaves, that's their job. So there's not an abundance of it. But you work at a warehouse, you make more money. I went over and worked at the men's prison, and actually, it was at the time where Phaedra Park's husband Apollo was coming over. So there was like paparazzi all around and stuff like that. I was cleaning the camp that I was in was next to the men's prison. One of the jobs was cleaning the offices over at the men's prison. So that's the job I had. I left the kitchen and went over there, and I just thought, like, I was nosy. They would leave paperwork around, and I would be reading it. So
I was gonna ask, did you be thinking?
I'll be reading people's. I'll be reading people's.
Shit.
Hey, she about to get everybody fired over there. Goddamn, everybody.
What that say?
I was in there. Right, I was in there reading people's information and figuring, okay, well, this is interesting. I like this job. It's better than the kitchen. It's much better than the kitchen.
Yeah. Danny said the same way they have prisoners clean outside of the prison so they can save money from landscaping companies and those people escape. That actually happened about 1.5 years ago. Probably not even that long. It happened in Michigan City at the Indiana State Prison.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
The guy was cleaning up. And he was cleaning outside, and next thing they know, he was gone. They don't know how he escaped, where he was, how long he had been gone. They just knew that he escaped, and they eventually found him later on that night, like many, many hours later, because he was behind somebody's house. First of all, I'm not escaping and gonna be behind somebody's house. That's what I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna escape, and in that area, there are so many woods. I would have just laid out in the woods in some water, by the water somewhere.
Well, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that because it makes it it makes it bad for other people who really are trying to find ways to make their time go by and try to have some, you know, some sort of mental stability for themselves while being there. So you go in there, you get in the program. I'm telling you, it doesn't happen overnight. You be on a waiting list and all this. You go through all of that. You get in the program just to go on and leave. Now, what about another person who, if they had been there and they were next, like after you, you know, they got to wait. Now they're going to shut the program down, and this person now can't get what he needs to get. So that's messed up.
You're right.
But I don't know how long he had.
Well, we're gonna take a quick little moment to get our new music in, and then we're gonna come back and let Miss Ayana Bean tell y'all how y'all can follow her, how to get her book, and all of that amazing stuff. Cause we've been out here chopping it up, and the show almost over, so we don't want to miss the new music.
So interesting,
and we want to make sure people can get at you and get that book, A Year and a Day. That's the name of the book. That's the name of the book. We'll be back in a second. Make sure y'all check her out.
Yo, what's up? It's your man, The Mouth, and it's time for your new music moments right here on the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast. We're kicking it off this week with an underrated artist by the name of Kevin Ross and his new single called Looking for Love. Let's get right into it. Come on.
Trust in something if you're really looking for love. Cause I'm over lady, you know it's right here. It'll go when you open up. Till then, we'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch. You know the number. We'll keep in touch.
Yes, indeed. That's Mr. Kevin Ross and his new single called Looking for Love. Now we're going to get into our new artist, new album of the week. You heard me talk about him before. It's a gentleman by the name of Fabo. The album is called Soul Aquarius, and the first single we get into is called Supermodel.
Top model, perfect shade of chocolate. Treat me like a Dave, can you feel me? Yeah. Chocolate kitty, she only perfect me. I know that these creeps like the creep on my black coffee. Anybody fuck with mine, they gotta fuck with me. Make it all C's, type from shorty don't speak. Get her back and eat. No, I ain't jealous, just a little protective. Buttons ain't pressing, kinda intrusive, sending a message. Supermodel, bruh. Don't you know we try to get the light? Supermodel, bruh. Yeah. Supermodel, bruh. Don't you know we try to get the light? Supermodel, bruh.
Yes, indeed. That was Supermodel. And now we're going to get into another song off the album called L and F. The album is called Soul Aquarius. The artist is named Fabo. It's your new artist, new album of the week. Right here on the Fat Girl Chronicles with The Mouth.
Flew to Baltimore to see my baby. To Maryland, we ain't at Phillies. Took the quickest route and missed the main streets. You drive me crazy. Insanely on my phone. With the CVS to get your fame. Showed you latest, telling me what I wanna hear. Body your anklet by my ear, taking a risk, hitting you. What we gon' get into? Got a cognac, brown leather coat, like James in 2002. Licking my lips, licking and licking you. Beat it up, stick 'em off. Adios, too much money that I should be getting to. L-I-C-K-I-N-G, nobody in my real. Figured you in traffic while we slide into my crib. F-U-C-K-I-N-G, like ain't nobody home. Heavy missionary, try to nuggets to the floor.
Yes, indeed. That's your new artist by the name of Fabo. The album is called Soul Aquarius. But now we get into our album of the week. He's back, y'all. He's super underrated, great soulful singer. BJ the Chicago Kid. And he's starting this one off with Mr. Eric Billinger. They call this one Type of Day.
Even when you speeding, it's just that type of day. Yeah. It's It's that wood grain, Chevrolet, interstate, cruising type of day. It's just that type of day. Smoking on that Zaza, that la. Put one in the sky, I give God high five. Got my ride or die on my right hand side. It's that type of shit that I like. Good vibes when we slide, it ain't no worries here. Like Wi-Fi, we connected everywhere. Stay slick, keep the negativity away. They can touch this aura, cause it's only for us.
Yes, indeed. It's BJ the Chicago Kid, your album of the week, and it's called 4 a.m. And you know, BJ the Chicago Kid is a great soulful singer, but I love when an artist can take another artist's song and make it their own and make it amazing. Which he did it again, y'all. He went and took the Dream song called Fancy and redid it himself and put his soulful twist on it. And you heard it first with your album of the week, BJ the Chicago Kid, 4 a.m. Fancy.
Climb my way up in this bed singing melodies. Run my fingers in her hair singing come to me. First there is a note, then she says yes baby. She's the dream of a billion men. Go girl. Go girl. See, she made her way from nothing. Can't fault her for wanting something. She loves men that can't afford. She wants to live fancy. Trips to Monaco. Designer names from head to toe. Live fancy. On planes that fly clear across the Roman sky. Live fancy. Brilliant cars, spend evenings amongst the stars. Fancy, diamond rings, all those things.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's your artist of the week, Mr. BJ, the Chicago Kid, with the album 4 a.m. Definitely go pick up this EP. It's hot. 4 songs. It's amazing. Yo, don't forget to also pick up Fabo Soul Aquarius and his album, along with the new single by Kevin Ross called Looking for Love. Yo, it's your new music moments, and I did it all for you, Miss Bean. Thank you for joining us tonight right here on the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast. And don't forget, you can follow your boy anywhere on all social media outlets at the mouth_moments. That's the mouth_moments with an S. And if you got any questions about the music I play, feel free to hit us up right here at the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast at gmail.com. That's the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast at gmail.com. Yo, and don't forget to check me out each and every Wednesday and Sunday night on ablazingradio.com or Blazing Radio Live, the free app for your phone. It's your man, The Mouth, and this has been your new music moments. And I'm out.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Gee. Oh man, this shit was hilarious, man.
Woo! We had a lot of difficulties today, but we got the new music moment done.
We did.
Faster than it needed.
Oh, so this motherfucker like, yo, he's sprint talking right now.
So we gotta let y'all know that the music you heard is a little slower, but we was having trouble with the timing.
No, it was faster.
So
it was faster.
I had to speed.
The real songs is actually slower, is what he's saying.
A little slower, but for some reason wouldn't let me download it and the time frame. So I sped it up just a little bit, just so we could get it in time frame to get it to you guys. Because I didn't get it to her till like 6 o'clock today, and I was like, I've been up all day trying to record this thing. I recorded like 2 or 3 times, and it just, technology is the devil.
It's all right. And if you just checking in, I don't know where you been, and I don't know why you missed this dope ass show. But we got our special guest, Miss Yana Bean, on here with us. First of all, this is all Leo vibe.
Who made you pose like that? Be honest.
Picture, okay, honey.
Who made you pose like that?
That was everything.
But she got
everything.
No. Well, it
Yeah,
was
that's rough.
everything. Okay, everything. And see, look, I'm up here trying with me. There we go. Thank you. There we go. Wait, see, technology don't even want it. Keep popping the thing back up. It's flashing at me on this end. I'm like, bruh, come on. So we want to thank you for like being here, being open, being honest, being so very transparent and vulnerable to our audience. They love the show. I'm pretty sure some of them that have not watched your episode of Trap Queen are going to go back and watch it. Make sure you all follow Ayana on IG at ms.yana.bean. And make sure y'all get her book. All the information to be able to purchase her book is on her Instagram page, right?
Yes. All the information. Yep. If you go in the link in the bio, it goes to the link tree. I have 2 websites. One of the websites is www.ayanabean.com. That's AYANABEAN.com. And then the book has its own website, and that is ayearandadaybook.com. You can purchase the book from either website. The book right now is for pre-order, and the physical copies will release Labor Day weekend. So you can wait until physical copies go, or if you want to pre-order, be my guest. Or if you don't even purchase the book, just check out the website. Check out the website. Keep up to date. Follow me on Instagram.
Well, go get that book, y'all.
Yeah.
Please follow her on Instagram too. She be everywhere doing everything. I'd be like, hey man.
And the support is real. The support is super real. From Miss Bean. The support is real. The shares are real. And I've been screenshotting and low-key fangirling every time she share our stuff. I be like, I try because I be excited because like we've been doing this.
I try to make sure
it's cutting up on this set.
I'm sorry.
And we love you for being here, for all of that. Like, and I mean, again, for sharing all of the stuff and just being on here with us and our audience as well. Because without transparency and being honest about your journey, would somebody even really learn about what you've been through or what it took for you to get to where you are today? On the world. My favorite thing is FTP. Fuck these people. Live your life. Live your
I didn't even know. I learned something new. I'm gonna start using that.
I feel like that's the spot I usually be in when they be rotating like that. I usually be the froze motherfucker. But hell yeah, it was dope as hell having you on here. Man,
I think Leo's stuff knows it's ready time for her to go to the party, start her birthday weekend.
Leo's crash every party.
Hey, cut that Leo shit out. We ain't trying to hear that shit tonight.
That just came out of nowhere. Like, it just cut me off. Like, something happened. We got to try again. I'm like, not at the end of the show. And now my shit. I'm like, I hope the live stream didn't cut off, but it did because I'm watching it. I got to always keep it up on this end so I can know what's happening in real time. Mm-hmm. But
you know what?
Should I put the website in the chat here because I got my other phone on over here? I can put it in.
Man,
do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
Yes.
The funniest part about this show is that it just made me know that all our people watch BET like a motherfucker. So the whole time we on the show, all the comments coming through like, "Yeah, I'm watching this show right now, and I'm writing that show." You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna ask her this, I'm gonna ask her that. Like y'all all BET watching ass, and we love it.
And I'm gonna tell your viewers something that I don't know how long I'll be doing that, but people that do DM me, my team tell me, stop responding to people. You don't know the people now. It's gonna be starting. I'm thinking, I'm not gonna. If somebody's up messaging me, I'm gonna respond. So if you have a question that you were ready to ask, or that you didn't get a chance to ask or didn't get to it or anything, don't hesitate to hit me up and ask me. If I don't get to it the same day, but I literally really do message people back. I've gotten a lot of I've gone to a lot of events just because someone had sent it to me and they'd be like, "Oh shit, you responded. No, is this really you?" Yeah, it'd be me because I'll be on the show.
Yeah, it be me. Yeah, it be me.
It literally is her. She responds fast. She's always pleasant. Like, this is her overall demeanor, like even on live videos and even when I chatted with her, like even her assistant is like bomb as hell and very vibrant. And we had a really good conversation as well. So it was like, oh man, I'm glad I did reach out. I'm glad I did ask those questions, because like we would have missed all of this goodness that she dropped on us this evening. Yeah, sure. And then again, like she has a whole book coming out. So if y'all got some questions that y'all really want to know about, y'all better go ahead and get that book. A year in a day book.com. Make sure y'all follow her at Ayana at ms.YanaBean on IG. And that's right, Sabrina. She don't do it with her half ass. She does it with her whole ass, like I always say each and every week. Y'all know.
And now she can say first-handedly, oh man, the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast laid out the show with the loaded questions. We ain't finna ask you no loaded shit. That kind of make you clench up when you're trying to tell your story. Like, oh, you try to set me up? We ain't discussed this. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I don't even ask for people to send the questions before, because I want it to be real. I want it to be real.
For sure.
That's raw as hell.
I appreciate it.
I got another quick question about your book, though. Are you doing a book tour or anything? Okay.
Right. So as COVID starts to open up more, I'm able to, working on an itinerary right now. So I will always on my Instagram, I will always, post that, make sure that everyone knows well in advance what city I'm going to be in, what events I'm going to be doing and stuff like that. I always try to post that. My Instagram at ms.YanaBean is the same on Twitter and on Facebook. And I'm always on it just like everybody else. I'm always on like everyone else. I can't wait to do the book tour and go to different cities. I'm getting used to, and I love now being able to share my story. As I said, it's healing for myself. And, shows like this help me to continue to do that. Your guests asking me the questions, it's all me learning from you, and I appreciate it. And I also wanted to make sure that you all know and that your viewers know that once the physical copies are ready, I will make sure that you all have them, and I'll make sure you have some to give away to your followers as well.
Hey,
that's raw.
We appreciate
that's
that.
Raw.
Yeah,
it's some gems in that book, ain't it? That you said
it's
on
a
no
lot
show
of
yet.
them in there. It's a lot of them in there. I feel it already because of the way she was talking on here. I'm
like y'all gonna leave some of that for the book. Y'all didn't even heard this part yet.
I'm going to tell you something, and I know we're out of time, but I'm going to tell you something about the book. It was something that I was supposed to get done like within 2 years, but within this time frame from the show coming out. It should have been out, right? And I did start it back then, but now as I've gotten more comfortable, I felt like in the beginning it was all like fluffy stuff, but it's like, you know what? I'm okay with saying this now, as my guy said right here, the statute of limitations is done.
Hey, I can talk about it now, right? Right.
There's things that I feel like if I don't give real things, then no one's going to be able to associate with that. And I don't want to just put anything out that no one, it's not fluffy. There's real things going on. And I need to make sure that I went back into it and edited it to add those things that need to be there. So you'll get a lot, and you all will be amongst the first.
All right. And if you ever need media coverage, PGC is definitely open to doing that for you as well. You got our email, all that good stuff. Your assistant got my phone number. So if you ever need media coverage, PGC will definitely come out to any of your events that you need us to be at, do media coverage and all that good stuff for you. Because we rock with you, and we thank you for rocking with us. Here tonight. Like I say, each and every week, we want to thank y'all for joining the Fat Girl Chronicles, joining your girl Leo and the squad, the Parcel Squad that's on here tonight. But we thank you. Make sure you are following